my blueberries at? Where's Daddy's blueberries? It's time for Daddy's secret ingredient for his shakes. Raisin Nut Bran. Why? Because Daddy accidentally bought 24 boxes of Raisin Nut Bran and we got to find out inventive ways to get rid of it. Oh my God, he's the best. When he sees something he knows he can have, you just immediately hear the and then he just starts butterflies, you know, crawling. Watch. Good little shaker bottle. Oh. Hey, Daddy's gonna put this here, okay? Don't touch it.
Did you get him? You gotta get him!
He's just a happy kid, man. Got no reason not to be.
No candles in here, you know? This is deep stuff. We're greasing up the Tin Man's hips right now.
Yep. No Enya.
No Enya.
I kill myself every other day of the week, and then on Tuesdays I just kind of, because I just can't get in here early enough to do anything. So it's like.
No, dude, I don't blame you. This was 2010, you said?
Oh, yeah,
11? 2010? Yeah, by now that's probably, this is regenerated at this point. It usually takes like 2 years.
Yeah, I can like go. I can sit on both knees now without discomfort.
Right.
It took me a long time before I could like sit, like kneel on my left knee.
Tom's just releasing his deep hip flexors that attach to his back. It helps improve his hip mobility. It also helps decompress his lumbar spine so he doesn't get so much back tightness. But you know, that's when I first met Greg, we were like, here, see how far you can go on your own. Hold that up, internally rotate it on your own. Yo.
Yo, man.
Things are happening. So same thing, just working his deep hip rotators here. Anytime you can work with a pro athlete who's really super in tune to their body and they can give you really good feedback, and not to mention he's a strength coach.
This has helped a lot.
With
like
that,
I've noticed
side
more.
For sure. Oh yeah.
There's a lot more flexion.
Yeah, these things were really locked up, man, and that was probably giving you a lot of that like upper glute.
Yeah.
Too.
Everything was so tight. In the Jacks one day, what the ML was and why Daddy spent a third of his life dedicating his body to it. That's the thing that people don't get. People make fun of the league and stuff, but it's like, look at what I'm putting myself through.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man. Seriously. Shit, man. I remember when the MLL first started. I was in high school.
Yeah, these kids.
That was a big deal, especially on Long Island. You know, like that was like Long Island has a pro team. Like we have a pro team. You know, that's pretty cool.
I wanted to do this for a few different reasons. One, the most important thing was Jax isn't even a year old yet, and who knows what the future holds. So one day, when he's a little bit older, I want him to be able to watch this and see that his dad dedicated his life to a thing before he showed up. Because now that he's here, things are going to be different. He's going to be taking a large part of what I'm going to be focusing on. But I want to look back and be proud of his dad and what he accomplished in something because I put my heart and soul into something, and I want him to see what it looks like when you do that. I think he can learn from it.
But I was always a guy, like, if something went wrong in the league, it's like, come up with a solution. Right. You know, anyone can sit on Twitter and just bash things.
Right.
But like, you guys say all this stuff. What happens if tomorrow the league closes? What are you going to do with your life? You know, like most of us now are transferring into a world where lacrosse is our livelihood, and I will never.
First time ever.
Yeah, and I'll never forget the fact that if it wasn't for the MLL, then I wouldn't have the life I have right now. Yeah, I only make a few bucks playing games, but at least I was able to make a name and a brand for myself.
It was a platform for you.
For some reason out there in the world, it's better and it's more accepted to take something seriously and give your all to it if you're a millionaire and you play basketball or football, but for some reason it's not as cool if you're giving just as much effort into something and you're not making that much money, which I think most lacrosse players would agree it should be the exact opposite.
Gurenlian. shoots, and he scores. And Gurenlian, just like that. There's a clean face-off win, a shot and a goal. Gurenlian. Well, 2 goals. Here's Gurenlian. Face-off win, fires away and finds Gibson, who scores. That's big.
In preparation for man's journey to Mars, NASA requested applications for space travel.
You got a tough life, kid.
Being a dad is the best thing I've ever done. I travel a lot on weekends, which is a bummer, but I'm so blessed to be able to be home with him and raise him. It's funny, I will walk him around during the day. I take him to lunch a lot in town. Everyone kind of starting to know who Jack's Beast is all over Mamaroneck. I think people still give me these glances of like they're surprised to see a dad with his son during the day. So it's just interesting, like as a father, to be able to be home with your son and raise him is pretty cool. And you know, I raise him during the day and my wife comes home and I work at night. And I remember the first game with him in the stands when we played Denver. He has no idea what's going on. He's staring into the abyss. He was only a couple of months old. And I'm nervous as if I'm a high school kid playing in front of a college scout. Like I was so nervous and it was the most bizarre feeling ever. I played awful that night. I want him to be happy. I want him to have the world. And I want him to be a better man than I am. In my house, you weren't told to say thank you. You weren't told to hold doors open for people. You weren't told not to curse in front of women. You just didn't because you grew up watching my dad. My dad worked double and triple shifts. He never complained once about the work. He never complained once about how much pain he was in, even though I could tell. He never missed a lacrosse game. When I was at Penn State, he drove to Ohio State and got there before the team bus, watched the game, got back in his car, drove home, and worked overtime. My parents watched every game, and I could have lost every face-off. I could have had 8 penalties. Every time the game was over, they were smiling, they gave me a hug, and they said, amazing job. No matter what the rest of the world thinks or thought about me, I always knew those 2 people were in my corner. The only voice that I ever hear before every single face-off is my dad yelling, come on, bud, as I'm going down to the face-off on my knee. It doesn't matter if there's a couple thousand people in the stands. It doesn't matter if there's 20,000 people screaming in the stands. It's the only voice I ever hear.
One more time.
understanding if we win this game, we could be in the playoffs. But I just remember the moment when I asked Jerry what the score was to the Ohio game. And when he told me that we weren't going to get in, I just immediately remember literally like someone just cut the wind out and the sails just died. And I just remember looking around, like I did a full 360 and I just looked around the stadium, looked back up at my parents the second I knew. I just looked up at them in the stands and looked at my family. And I tried in like a couple seconds to just take an entire career in.
And a special thanks to Greg's parents, Pam and George, his wife Jen, and their adorable baby Jack.
All I wanted was to be accepted. And just like anybody else, you deserve it. You want to be loved, and you want to love others.
And I want to thank you. I want to thank my team. I want to thank my coaches. I want to thank my family. I want to thank you guys. Because I love you.
We love you too!
Thanks for loving me.
Mama bees and baby bees. Yay! We want to say congratulations to Daddy. Yes. And I want to say that I love you so much and I'm so proud of you, and it's been a pleasure to watch you for so many years and so many summers. And you have literally changed the sport forever, and that will always be your legacy, even though this guy's the most important one. But I just love you more than you can imagine, and wish you all of the best, and we'll always be your #1 fans, right? Say love you, Dada!
After watching this, I hope you understand that in life, you're going to care about certain things. You're going to care about them really deeply. And you don't get to choose which things you care about. They're just going to happen. No matter what you care about, it's okay. It doesn't matter if people around you agree. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're the only one who cares about it. I chose lacrosse and I chose face-offs. That was the thing that I cared about. I cared about playing as hard as I could all the time. Not because I wanted to impress anybody, but because I felt compelled to do it. Because I didn't know any other way. Your dad gave a lot to this. I sacrificed a lot to do this. And I don't have any regrets. Whether people think that what I have done is impressive, whether people think that what I have done is stupid, I sleep really well at night because I know that I gave everything to something that I believed in. The most important thing that I'm going to care about now is you. And I'm going to give everything I have to you. Follow your heart, Jax. Because not everyone's going to believe in you all the time. But I always will. And just remember that no matter what you do, no matter what you decide to try in life, I'm always going to be there cheering you on. And at the end of the day, all that ever matters in life is if you can look in the mirror at the end of the night and be proud of the man that you see. Daddy loves you.